all things All-Star Cheer and Dance. I'm Jessica Baker.
And I am Megan Watley. Wow.
You'd think I do these things on purpose.
I know.
If you're watching, my earpiece fell out on its own this week.
That's
Last week it tied itself in my earring. So
that's really good quality.
Hey guys, what's going on?
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah. As you can see, we're missing one person today. Miss Lindsey's on the road. She's doing all kinds of things. So we're talking about her for her since she's not here to give a life update, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
She's on the road. She's got some weddings going on. She's visiting some camps. And then she's going to be doing some really awesome gym visits coming up.
Yeah.
What do you know about Lindsey's life?
I know that she's going to Top Gun.
Oh.
And going to be doing some really cool stuff. We'll be giving you guys a first look at Sci-5. We have some really fun stuff planned with LJ and TGLC. And really kind of every team across the board, honestly, at that whole program. I think they have 3 days that they're going to be out there in Miami.
That's a lot of hours of filming.
I know. And I'm so excited, too, because I think it's great that they get to spend so much time with them. They're going to go to the ring ceremony for LJ and 005, or 005, excuse me. So that's going to be so much fun. I know it's being held at like this beautiful rooftop in Miami, and it's going to be like all white and really, really cool. So I know, right? I'm really jealous. But yeah, awesome. So it's going to be like more than Worlds teams. It's going to be all the teams across the board. We're going to get a really cool look at Kristen and how they run their practices and their program and all that good stuff. So
Lindsey is clearly busy right now. That's what's going on in her life. So Megan, what's going on in your life? It's really nice to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I just got back from
Aruba. Just kidding.
No, I know. Nobody could remember where I was. I went to the Virgin Islands with my husband to celebrate.
She's on vacation somewhere. Tropical.
I know, it's random. I actually have some pictures I'll show you from our Instagram. But yeah, we went to St. John and spent like a week there, and it was really beautiful. There's my husband. He's so cute.
Oh, let's show the pictures.
And yeah, so
I love it.
It was
scroll
really,
through.
really
Wait,
beautiful.
scroll back. I think.
Scroll back. Okay, so this was
for those of you just
like
listening.
Yeah, beautiful sunset. There's my cute little husband. This was the view from our condo or our Airbnb where we stayed, and then I had just a really cute.
That's a really lovely hat.
Thank you. I got a present. So, anyways,
custom.
Yeah, I know, right? My friend was really sweet and got us that. But yeah, so we spent a week there, and it was awesome. We rented a Jeep. We just explored the island. Had no plans.
Everybody is getting really jealous that's listening right now.
It was awesome. It was much needed recharge. I didn't really take a vacation until from the whole cheer season. So it was really good.
Well,
it was really good.
Yeah, my life, I didn't go anywhere. House is still under construction. I feel like a very uneventful situation.
No, I feel like your house is coming together.
It is.
We swung by there. There's paint.
Yeah.
Cabinets
are
coming.
And very much like that view. I do have one really good update. I went to TJ Maxx yesterday, and I know everyone probably listening just went, "Oh, good."
Yeah,
that we'd rather be at TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx.
Yeah. So because I'm living out of a suitcase. I was planning on 2 weeks, and it's going to be probably 2 months. So I've rotated my wardrobe in every way you can pair it differently, and I ran out of shirts that I think I've worn the same shirt on the podcast a couple times. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to TJ Maxx, and then I got really overwhelmed and just $12.99'd myself to death because everything there's $12.99.
I know. Well, you look great.
oh, thanks.
So stylish.
I really appreciate it.
Casual, comfy, cute.
Thank
I'm
you.
into it.
Oh, thank you so much. That was my update. So now it's time for my random question.
Yes.
Which rolls straight in from the shopping
Lindsey
situation.
usually does this, so I'm excited. What's your random question?
I know, it's not going to be as good as one of her questions, but what is your worst thing about shopping? What do you not like about shopping? Is there anything? I know most of you guys are like, we love shopping, but some of you probably are like, no, I don't like going to the store. It's busy. There's,
Yeah, for me, I know immediately what it is. I cannot really start shopping until I do a lap through the whole store.
You run the lap, or you just...
times and then just set beep and go. No, I just have to
anxiety.
I have
right
to
away.
Walk through every aisle and just kind of visually check everything out before I can really start digging in and looking at stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I have to dedicate. I don't know why, but I really cannot because you know what? Actually, I do know what it is. I'm squirrel. I see something like, oh, that's a cute color. And then I just wander over there. And it's like so inefficient.
And then you have to take an additional hour to actually shop.
Yeah. So I've learned.
Survey.
Yeah. So then it just takes a long time. And I just can't. I am so jealous of the people that can like walk in, target, boom, boom. No, not
I
me.
mean, usually that's me. Like they get the stuff and go. But my least favorite thing about shopping nowadays, you get somewhere, especially you Maxinistas out there. You get somewhere and you get in the shoe aisle and you're like, I love these shoes in the size 6 section because that's what I wear, and they're size 9.
Oh.
They put them in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Why do you do this?
That is a really sad.
And they never have the size I need. They just they put the shoes in the wrong size section, and then you put them on and you're like, oh well.
Yeah.
These aren't the right ones.
I know, that's a letdown
and
for
you
sure.
really love them, so then you buy the size that doesn't fit you just to wear the shoes. Anyways, sorry.
Wow.
I know. I really went into it there, but that's
feels like you've experienced that recently.
Yeah, I know. I did.
But okay.
On to real news. Sorry.
Real news. This is real exciting news.
Oh.
Today
do tell.
is the 18th anniversary of a very, very special film.
Do tell.
Bring It On.
Oh.
Yes.
Everybody's favorite.
I think this is just such a cult classic among all cheerleaders because it's like one of those movies where it's so inaccurate in a bunch of ways, but then it's also the most.
But everybody still loves to watch it.
But it's also the most true that I think cheerleaders have been represented in another way. I don't know. It's like no, okay, like competition, right? Like you cheer at games and then there's a competition and stuff like that. I don't think cheerleading had ever been portrayed in that way, right? It was always like there was like some horrible kick thing that happened with pom-poms that were massive and you're like, what?
It's definitely fun
you know what
to
I'm saying?
Go back and watch it. And I like watching it 'cause it's kind of funny. Like the funny things cheerleading you're watching. You're like, that's not a move. That's not real.
Yes.
This would never happen.
And the thing that I love the most is like there was the parts where they really tried to be authentic, but it was a little over the top where she was like, round off, step out. Back handspring, step out. Like, what? Nobody tells you how to do a pass
and remembering it that quickly. I'm very impressed.
It's actually, there's people that can quote it much more quickly and accurately than me. But
that's pretty good.
I love that film so much.
Yeah, no, it is
because
fun.
it's like nostalgia. It's hilarious. It's like one of those things you go back and every time you see something new. There's so many good moments. Actually, we have an article up on the site. There's like 5 things. What is it? Is it like the 5 things that are inaccurate about? Okay, 5 things that would never really happen in cheerleading.
Oh,
sorry.
Thank you so much, Leonza.
Thank you, Leonza. But yeah, it's up on the site now. Those are some of the best examples.
And one of the funniest things that like people who don't know about cheerleading and you meet someone and they're trying to relate to you and you're like, well, this is my job. This is what I do. Yes. And they're like, oh, well, I can bring it on. And it's like an epiphany. Like they figured it out. And you're like,
I'm usually just kind of like.
But then you're like, you just move on. It's a lot to break down.
Anytime somebody gets like eyeball glaze when I'm trying to explain it, I'm like, it's sort of like Bring It On. They're like,
oh man, so you bring it.
Well,
up.
just because like at a certain point you get tired of like trying to explain it. You're like, there's competitions, but it's just cheerleading. Like nothing else is like competing. It's like cheer teams competing. And you can be on a school, you can be like on an all-star team, and people are like, what? I'm like, it's music. It's like Bring It On. And they're like, oh! And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yes.
Sufficient.
So everybody should be celebrating 18 years for Bring It On.
We should all rewatch it together. If you have favorite moments, leave them in the comments.
Yeah. Tell us your favorite moments. Like, what's your favorite part? Like, what?
I know.
Let us know.
It's so
I'd
good.
be interested to see what that is. And it was in year 2000, I guess, when it was released?
Yeah. Year 2000.
All right.
Gosh, that was the heart of, I don't know, just kind of childhood cheer loving Megan.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lindsey is not here today,
Aww.
but
I bet, is she watching?
She is. She said hi, friends.
Oh, hey, girl.
Hi, Lindsey. So yeah, we do. We miss you so much, and we're gonna do her at Lindsey segment because she finds the best stuff on social media, and it's too good not to be shared. So somebody tweeted at us, and they said, basically their caption was every cheerleader watching themselves backstage, watching the playback.
Oh my
and
gosh.
let's pull up this video.
Oh my gosh.
It's so cute.
If you're listening and not watching, you guys should definitely go find this clip.
Okay,
because
so
it's hilarious.
what it is, there is this adorable dog going through that dog agility, like all the obstacles, and this dog is watching himself on TV and bouncing up and down and just getting so excited. And it's literally exactly what happens when you're watching your stunt back and all the groups hit and you're hitting zero and you're getting so excited.
When you're watching the replay?
Yes, when you're watching replay backstage. It's honestly the most accurate thing I've ever seen.
It actually also looks like the coach. That's what the coaches do. Like,
yeah. Oh,
they've
yeah,
got
at the front
space,
of the mat.
They're jumping up and down. Wow.
Yeah. So that was really
pops.
cute. Great find. And then the
is a good
second one that we wanted to bring up is this gem of a tweet. And
what do we got?
she says, can we just talk about how we thought it was okay to double bounce in a stunt in 2005?
Oh my gosh, we were talking about this earlier.
Yes. So
that was in 2005.
yeah,
Oh my
definitely. Definitely. So like you
Double
like
bouncing.
load in and you just like bounce. Just you take
And then bounce again just in case you didn't get enough
It's
momentum.
like the biggest waste of energy. And like no matter what, you can't choreograph people bouncing. So there's always people rippling and like
man.
too high and it just
This
looked
could
a
be its.
hot
I mean,
mess.
the stunt bounce. Yeah. This could be its own podcast. Like
Oh
to talk
my
about
gosh.
the evolution of.
I wish we should
the
go
load-in.
find like the best like double bounce load-ins of all time. That was just unnecessary.
Oh my gosh! I know.
Yeah.
In college, I was telling you, even in partner stunning, like when I first started,
Yes.
they were doing like they had you bounce like 2 times before you went up, and it was a nightmare.
That
getting
honestly
everybody
blew
on the
my
same
mind
time.
because when you were like, yeah, we did that in partner stunt. I'm like, how?
It was weird. It was only for the first year. We fixed it, but it was definitely an adventure of timing.
Oh my God. That is so wild. And speaking of timing, actually, I feel like we are entering a possible new era of all-star cheerleading.
Do tell.
Well,
I see where you're going with this.
yes. So things happened over Twitter about, what was it? It was this week. It was like 2 days ago. So let's pull up the tweet from Brad, who is the owner of Cheer Athletics.
Stirring up
He
some
tweeted
things.
this, and it has started a storm. What is new at Cheer Athletics? None of our teams will be wearing bows this year. Panthers started the trend for a lot of teams this past season, and now every Cheer Athletics team will be bowless.
Ooh. You would have thought.
I know.
There was a major rule change or something happened.
Oh my gosh. So
how
we
much
put
engagement this tweet got.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So it got like 235 retweets, almost 1,500 likes.
Are people feeling it?
So that's the thing, right? I think that he's so true. It's so true that like Panthers did start a trend because how many braids we saw at Summit, like people really started doing the double French braid, and which I liked a lot.
Yeah, I think it's cute.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to mix it up.
If you noticed our hair, this was specifically for this purpose.
Yeah.
I've got a braid in today with a little scrunchie.
I have a scrunchie as well.
This wasn't actually how we showed up to work today, but.
Well, I would. Scrunchies are coming back.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing this for the rest of the day.
On and off the mat. And so we posed the question. What is going to be the biggest hair trend for 2019? So we put up this fun little graphic on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. So we have A is braids, B is scrunchies, C is the hair cuff, which is kind of like that little metallic bedazzled thing.
Very Madonna.
Or D, a low ponytail, which F5 was rocking last year.
Yes, I love it.
And honestly, so many reactions. People are they either really love the bows, they're really ready to retire the bows. Like
mixed feelings. This is a very passionate topic for people.
It is, which
I love it.
I didn't see that coming. Well, yes, I did. Yeah, I did. But it's really funny to think about like how hot of a debate it is about how we do our hair.
Well, and it's just because it's a fun, it's a fun part of it. It's a fun part of putting the costuming together.
Yeah.
And I mean, just think about it. What were some of the hair things you went through as
Oh
an
my
athlete?
gosh.
Like
okay, so
some of the different random trends.
We did the super tight pony, and it was way higher than this. It was like honestly, like they did like a hand, and your ponytail was here
on top of your head.
Yes, on top of your head, and it was like coated in gel and then like wrapped very tightly around these sponges, and you slept with this thing on your head.
So coaches, I know you guys, and actually maybe even some teams still do this, but I remember the sponge roll days where you had to have it so tight, you had your sponge rolls, you had to sleep in that, and then the next day, like, get a good night's sleep and be ready.
Did you get a good night's sleep with that?
Like the worst sleep ever.
Because it's like your head could never lay all the way down. At least for me, I have a lot of hair, so like my head could never lay all the way down on the pillow because my spongies would like stick my head up.
And we had these little scarves like to put over our little curls.
Oh yeah.
And they were like had our little gym logo.
Frizzy.
Yeah, our little gym logo on there. So.
And we tied in our own bows back in the day. Just a long ribbon, and we tied it in. And then from there, my next hairstyle was we parted like over here,
side part,
and you had like swooping bangs that then you like pinned down here, and then big high pony.
I don't even know what to call that, but I remember that trend. We had that too. And you like separated your front hair from your back hair.
Yes. And then you
it went around the back. And sometimes you would put like a little rubber band back.
You had to do rubber bands. Bobby pins were the worst idea. You had to like rubber band them to like the hair down here.
Yeah.
And then
I remember the wigs.
Oh, I never did a wig. I have too much hair.
And just think, matching this red hair to a wig was we had a special order of my wig. Ringlets, and it was like a little thing that tied around my ponytail.
See, it was crazy. The wig scares me because I'm just waiting for that to fly off your head.
Mine never fell off. My mom tied it in there so tight.
Good job, Mom. And then, of course, like then I think towards the end is like sort of, I feel like it hasn't really changed all that much because I was like the beginning of poofs.
Oh yeah, the poofs are still kind of in.
Yeah, the poofs are still in.
Yeah. I enjoy a moderately poofed poof.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, a nice poof, like just to give it a little volume.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, sometimes I just wear that on Saturday nights, like a.
But do you?
Yeah, like out.
Oh my gosh. I haven't seen the poof out on a Saturday.
Oh, girl, listen. You just got to do it a little bit lower, a little sleek pony.
Well,
bringing it back.
So here's my.
I know you guys probably aren't on board, but
here's my hot cheer opinion on all of this, right? I just love that there's going to be variety, right? Like, I think it's kind of silly that it's like ponytail and very high teased thing.
Yeah,
with
that's why I was going to ask what your preference was.
My preference is honestly like, I would love for like the different teams at my gyms to wear different things based on like what the team's personality
team wants to do.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And like have a little bit more fun with it, and like be a little unique, and like whatever feels like authentic and right to them. I think bows should still be in the mix. Like bows are fun, especially for the younger girls. Like it's just so cute.
I get it. I get why people are passionate about the bows. I think it's very sentimental. It's kind of like one of the.
But like nothing happened. Like bows, no rule changed. Like you could still wear bows. Like cheer athletics is just like we're trying. Like they are.
I'm totally on board.
They're like we're trying something new. We're doing this with our gym.
Can I make a prediction?
Cool. Yeah.
I know people love predictions. So the scrunchies. So you know how they have the bows with like the thing. Like if there's a gym logo. In the bow,
like over the middle.
Giant one in the middle.
Yeah.
With like sparkles, make it all fancy.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna have maybe scrunchies up high with the gym cutout or the logo.
If they do,
I don't know. We'll see.
If they do that, like this scrunchie is like way too skinny. The one on my head right now is like way too skinny to like support that. So it's gonna have to be like just a stage scrunchie.
I'm just saying. I think
I don't doubt it.
There will be a new
I don't doubt it. If there's a way
scrunchie born from this, and it will be a specific extra cheer scrunchie.
I think that's fair. I think that's gonna happen. I think you probably just gave some people some ideas, and they're like, "We're ordering 20."
Yeah, send me one for FloCheer. Thanks.
Yeah. But yeah, I really think that's gonna happen. But yeah, so they're on Twitter. Was this on the site? 800 comments on Instagram. 1,400 votes on the poll on the site.
Yeah.
Like people have this brings out, who would have thunk that cheer hair makes people they need to let the world know, guys.
Well, I'm actually interested to see what
I know. I'm excited too. And I think every season, every season it's really fun to like watch teams who get new uniforms or come debut new routines, and now it's kind of like, oh, what are they going to do with their hair? I kind of like that.
Guys, we should have warned you ahead of time. This podcast is actually all about hair, so
Well, I
kidding.
think that everybody is really on board with us talking about it a lot because they're clearly
And this
feel the
ends the
same way.
30-minute segment on hair accessories. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what? Doing hair is fun.
I know.
It's totally fun, and people shouldn't be embarrassed or ashamed that having a little fun with your hair is a great time. That's why people are famous on YouTube for doing hair. Like, that's all they do is, like, hairstyles. I get a lot of, like, New Year's Eve inspo from YouTube.
Oh my gosh, that's very specific. I love it.
Well, I mean, when else
Article
am I gonna...
coming soon on the site. Megan's top 5 favorite New Year's Eve hairstyles. I love it. I love
there's
it.
so many good video ideas. I could just really
Go down a rabbit hole,
Yeah.
as you say.
I wonder if people are actually interested in me doing something like that, because I totally would. I really would. But I'll relate it back to cheer. Maybe I'll be like,
Do it.
fun practice ponies. You know? I don't know. Nobody wants to spend that much time in their ponytail before practice, but
Oh, but you would.
wheels off.
I love it.
All right. Let's move on to
It's time for Ask FloCheer.
this. Yes, I love this every week.
Yes. And you guys are doing such a good job, like, sending in your questions. And we've gotten really good, relatable questions, like things a lot of people have gone through.
For sure.
So I think, yeah, like, this has been really good. So keep sending them in. If you've got a question, you can send it anonymous. You can tell us your name, where you're from, whatever.
Yep.
So we've got a really good question this week. And we've gotten this actually from multiple different people. Best way to deal with an injury and to stay involved, you know, like, while you're injured. So obviously these things happen in any sport. And I personally also have gone through this myself and have a lot of experience. I had an ACL injury, so I don't know what your injuries are, but whatever it is, there's always a way to keep your body physically in shape, focusing on other areas. If you have a leg injury or something like that, you can always work out your upper body, your arms, and then vice versa, right? So there's always something that you can focus on, core, in a way that kind of keeps your body physically kind of prepared for your sport. But in another thing that's really difficult about having, Lance is doing squats, our producer's doing squats over here. Very good, yes, good job. But to kind of keep yourself in it mentally is the most difficult part, because when you have an injury, that's something that can kind of make or break you, you know, like, it can kind of be difficult to come back.
Yeah.
So in that case, I think it's important to take a leadership role.
Yep.
Or to help with more kind of, you know, things to help your coach out.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Whatever you can do to kind of, like, be a part of the squad.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think it varies too between, like, school and all-star cheerleading.
Yes.
School cheerleading, you can kind of help organize those pep rallies and make posters and everything else. And on the all-star side, I think there's a bunch of things you can do to kind of help your coach, you know, sitting up at the front and, like, looking for deductions and things like that, and kind of keeping eyes on stuff, you know.
And cheerleaders need cheerleaders too. So one of the places that there's sometimes a gap is if, you know, your coaches are there coaching, but you need someone cheering you on. So if you're injured and you're there at, you know, tumbling practice, you know, like, yell for those people doing the tumbling passes, like, say, great job on this.
Right.
Maybe, like we talked about last week, that positive charting,
yes,
where the dad could sit on the sidelines and help coach.
That's a really good idea.
So maybe you
just
as an athlete.
So recap that again. Basically, what the question was last time there was parents that wanted to be really involved, and what they encouraged the parents to do was take a roster of the whole team and find 2 or 3 things that they did really well. And kind of keep that whole chart, and then at the end of the game or practice, recap, like, and it became a really exciting thing for that team to kind of, like, hear what they stood out to other people, and I think it's a really great way to acknowledge what's going on, and you can always be a great teammate from the sidelines, notice who needs encouragement, and it's definitely a lot of things you can do.
So, and don't lose hope. You know, I know it can be hard, but just stick with it. If you have access to physical therapy too, like, make sure you're going and taking care of your body. You know, don't push it because you don't want to hurt yourself later on. So stick with it. There's a lot of people who've been through this, and you definitely have a role on the team, and there are a lot of things you can do to stay involved.
For sure.
So yeah, that's all I've got for you. And we had one more question.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So how do I get the FloCheer team to come out to my gym? We would love to meet you guys. We would love to meet you too.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
I always love when I get this question. So, like, people ask us all the time. They're like, "Oh, we'd love to have you come out." I'm like, "Send us your info.
We want to come there.
Yeah, like let us know where you are, what you have going on, dates, and everything. Like on any social media platform, we have a contact us on the website.
Right.
Use any of that, and definitely let us know because we would love to visit all of you and say hi.
And a lot of people are always asking us, where do you get your leads? Where are these stories coming from? You can go to our site and inbox us there. You can, direct message us on social. That's a lot of our leads and information comes from the community. So make sure that you send it on to us because we want to cover you guys. All of you, small gyms, large gyms.
Yeah,
everybody.
absolutely. So yeah, anytime you have news or anything you want to share, don't hesitate to reach out because we love to spread the love.
Good questions. Thank you.
And I know everybody was really looking forward to this week, but my brain is a little on vacation.
Megan's still on vacation.
Yeah, no, it was really crazy coming back from vacation because I truly internet was hard, so I was playing catch up all week. So
we forgive you.
I know
it's okay.
There's no who won the week this week, but that means that I am ready for submissions. So tweet me your videos and your nominees for who won the week. Anytime you see something cool, tag us, and we will definitely keep an eye on it. So yeah, we'll crank it right back up next week.
Yeah, so fun one. So much fun today.
Yes.
All the hair tips, all the hair topics. Bring it on.
It was really fun. It was a great.
So much news for you guys today.
I know. You know what? It really was a slower week, but I'm glad we got to kind of just have fun and talk about just kind of silly stuff.
This was a good one. So get your questions in for Ask FloCheer. Send us your videos. We want to feature you guys. Lindsey, we've been missing you so much. We'll see you next week or maybe even the week after. I know she's traveling for a while.
I know. She's out doing all the things, seeing all the people,
but
all
that
the teams.
means more content for you guys. So, woohoo. Thanks for tuning in this week. We love you guys. So make sure you guys tune in every Wednesday for FloCheer Radio. Bye-bye.